Hi there, David Bowles. I'm a Mexican American writer and translator from Deep South Texas, where I teach at the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley.
Thank you so much for taking the time to tell us a little bit about your work, David. Can you tell us how you approached your translations for the El Pez Arco Iris series?
One of the most important things about translating the rainbow fish into El Pez Arcoiris and translating the entire series into Spanish was to find the right voice, a voice that could then be consistent across the series and allow readers whose native language is Spanish or who are learning Spanish to encounter that same voice again and again. Because of the vast numbers of people that could be reading it from different backgrounds, I wanted to find a kind of voice that would work for basically any Latin American country, but that, in fairness to the identity of the translator, that would feel slightly tinged with maybe North American Spanish, specifically Mexican, right? And, I wanted comprehensibility to be the number one guiding principle for choosing words and so forth, but I also wanted the world to feel like a real neighborhood. I wanted Rainbow Fish's mother to feel like a real mom. I really looked for ways to develop the themes of friendship and belonging and equity through language that would resonate and feel familiar to kids that are reading.
The Rainbow Fish was originally published over 30 years ago. As an educator yourself, how does this classic story work for educators today?
I have seen in different roles that I've played in my life as teacher, director of bilingual education in the school district, and so forth, that it's uniquely kind of situated for having conversations around found family, friendship, community, equity, the difficulties of privilege, and the kinds of things that children who have privilege, whether that is a privilege of power or inherited wealth or whatever, what they have to do in order to interact with others and not be outside of the circles of friends and community that other kids inhabit. And it's one of the best books for tabling those conversations, for beginning those conversations with kids. And I think that in crafting this new translation, El Pez Arcoiris, I have endeavored to emphasize those things and find ways to underscore and bring out more the themes that sometimes can get muddied in translation. I just wanted to make sure that it was clear what the purpose of the author and the publisher was. And I think it's a really beautiful book that has stood the test of time. And the series itself is amazing as well. And so, as you are thinking about the kinds of books you want to add to your collections, that you want to have in your classrooms, think about the ability of kind of like a transcendental story that crosses national borders and uses fish and their many distinct colors and shapes and sizes as metaphors for human beings and all of our variegated and beautiful diversity, as a really good place to begin those conversations with kids. And so I just encourage you to take a look at these new translations, to revisit the books in English as well, and do what's best for kids as we build up their literacy and turn them into critical thinkers and members of a society in which we value one another, our differences, our unique beauties, while also understanding the need to come together and find commonalities. And those are the great life lessons that you get from this series of books. So, thank you very much.